Hello everyone, it's Mike here from Ghastly Tales, and how the hell are you? Don't worry about my appearance. I know I'm a bit messy and I haven't shaved. That's not because of the apocalypse, that's because I'm lazy. So I just wanted to make this video to talk to you a little bit about the coronavirus and what's happening here on the channel as well, give you a little bit of update. So first of all, it is an unprecedented situation. If you're not taking it seriously, please do take it seriously. Wash your hands. Try to not do any unnecessary socialising with people. And hopefully we can all hunker down for a couple of months and get through this. And I'm sure we all will. The vast majority of people are okay when they get the virus, but we have to protect those who are vulnerable in our society from this. People in higher age groups and people who, older age groups, 70 and above mainly, and people who are have underlying health issues and things like that as well. So we all have to do our bit. Our parents and grandparents, depending on what age you are, they went through way worse than this. They went through the Second World War. There were other pandemics as well. My grandparents went through they would have been there during the 1918 Spanish flu, which is way worse than this. So this is something to be taken seriously, but it's not the worst thing that humanity's ever faced. We will get through it. We just have to distance ourselves and change our daily habits for a while, mainly to make sure that the healthcare system does not become overwhelmed. That's the main thing. As the healthcare system becomes overwhelmed, it puts a lot of strain and pressure on doctors and nurses, and also it can increase the fatality rate as well of things because there's just too many people to look after. So do your bit, wash your hands, isolate if you think you've got a temperature or a cough. The chances are you're going to be fine. The vast majority of people are, maybe they feel a bit rough for a few days, but they're okay. So just remember that you're trying to protect other people with this more than anything else from this. So do take it seriously, but also watch out for your mental health because it's so easy to be consumed by this. Because I've got a background in research, I was kind of following this for the last 2 or 3 months, and so I was pulling my hair out a little bit because I was trying to tell my loved ones this is going to substantially change life for a little while. But I kind of feel I got to the point where I've had to say, right, okay, I know enough about this now. I'm not going to fixate on it. I'll do what I can. Worry about what you control. Don't worry about what you can't control. And like I say, there's a lot of good. There's some real positives. Again, as someone who immerses himself in a lot of the research papers, there are a lot of antivirals. I think they're going to be good antiviral treatments for this within 2 to 3 months, and the vaccines will come as well. But I think the antivirals will come first, and when they do, hopefully we'll be able to start to get back to some sort of normality, and we'll be able to protect the people that are most vulnerable. So try to not fixate on it too much. Disconnect from things a little bit. And as someone who spends a lot of his time, well, not on his own, I have my wife and my daughter in the house with me, but I spend a lot of time at home. That's my kind of natural habitat, is being quite isolated because I'm a writer. But a lot of people are having to adapt to this now. And it can be tricky. This can be a tricky thing psychologically, but trust me when I say, as someone who's been doing this for years now, and there's been times where I haven't left the house for a couple of weeks, which probably wasn't the best thing for me when I could have went out, but it's not going to kill you. It's okay. It may be stressful at times, but you have to look at it as an opportunity to read the books that you've been putting off, watch the films that you've not been able to watch, play games, spend more time with your loved ones who are under your roof. For those that aren't, do video chats. My mother's over 70, and although she's a very strong woman and very healthy, thankfully, She's taking this seriously, as she should, taking the necessary precautions, and not seeing people unless it's absolutely necessary. And we're doing things like video chats every day, and we actually have a great fun doing that. We laugh about things, and it's so much better being able to see each other in those sorts of situations than in the past when people wouldn't have been able to do that. So all that being said, just, try to realize that this too shall pass, and to, if you've got a lot of free time, learn something new, pick up a new skill, learn it online, or if you've got a musical instrument, gathering dust in the corner, go and play that. If you're not into that, you can learn to do it, learn a new language, just anything to keep yourself and your mind active and keep yourself occupied. So, all that being said, it depends on where you are. Where we are in Scotland at the moment, I would say it's kind of moving towards a lockdown situation, like we've seen in Italy and other places. But we're a little bit behind the curve on that, so they're waiting. I think that's a big mistake, personally. I think that all of the countries should have shut down weeks ago, and we would already be coming out the other side of at least the healthcare system not creaking from the number of admissions. But I think countries are taking this seriously now, and I think most of us probably are going to be in a situation where we're other than going for food, we're going to be indoors. And that's another thing as well, that the food supply will be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. Do not worry about that. Remember that if you're hoarding food, if you're clearing shelves of food, that means someone who's on their own, who's elderly and maybe doesn't have anyone else, when they come to the supermarket, those items aren't there anymore. So I'm not saying don't prepare in any way. Like, because I knew this was coming, I did prepare for a little while. I just bought a little bit extra, but not, I wasn't hoarding things, and that accumulates over weeks and weeks. Now we're at the point where I would say just buy what you need for a few days. And remember as well that in supermarkets and places like that, at least in my local supermarket, there's a donation box for families who are already on the property line or below the poverty line, below the poverty line. These people need help anyway. So, if you go and you buy a few cans of things, put one in that box and try to help those around you. Obviously limit your contact with people, but remember that you have your neighbours around you. Put a little note through your neighbours' doors with your number on it if they don't have your number, and say, look, if you have to self-isolate at some point, let me know. I'll go and get food for you and drop it off on your doorstep. Luckily, we're seeing in some ways the worst of humanity, in some ways the panic, but we're seeing some of the best of humanity as well when people are really rallying around people. I mean, I have to say, the neighbours around where my mum lives, they've just been fantastic, putting notes through my mum's door, telling her, look, we're all here for you, you need anything. And that's really good, because obviously my mum has lost her husband recently, and my father, and that in itself, it's great that people are cognizant of helping people. So that's lovely, and I think we're seeing a lot of that, and we all need to do that. They did that during the Second World War. The Second World War lasted 6 years, at least here in Europe, and this is not going to be a 6-year thing. I think antivirals are on their way, looking at the research, but it's definitely not going to be more than like a year, I think, where things are different for a while. I think lockdown will last for a couple of months, and then they'll try to phase people back to work and stuff like that. But we'll all survive. The food supply will be fine. Don't panic, and look out for each other. Just remember that everyone feels the same way about this. So, all that being said, if you're still here after that, because you probably didn't want to hear anything about the coronavirus, on this channel, we're going to be releasing... first of all, I've been releasing short stories. You can go to my website, which is michael-whitehouse.com. I can't get michaelwhitehouse.com. How annoying is that? How dare there be another Michael Whitehouse? Michael-Whitehouse.com. And if you go there, I'll leave a link down below. You'll see a thing at the side that says free short stories. There are 8 short stories there that you can read currently. A brand new one that I just released that only my Patreon contributors had seen so far. I'm starting to release material for free for people because I think, you have to do what you can, even if it's just a small thing. I'm hoping that if I can release free stories, if I just stuff that I had put aside where I was going to sell them in books and I was going to, or I had them earmarked for submissions to things, and I've just decided I'm going to put these out for free, and let people hopefully read them and enjoy them. And if it takes their mind off things for a little bit, then that's all the better, So that's what you can do. You can get that link down below. On this channel, we've got Martin and I are working on new Talking Till Dawn episodes, and there are new Ghastly Tales episodes coming up as well. Ghastly Tales podcast. The first one has already been recorded. It's a story I wrote called Something Borrowed. I've done all the narration for it. I'm just finishing off the music, and that will be uploaded to the channel soon as well. And we're looking at doing some other things, more regular things where you see all of us and the other guys as well. Obviously we'll be remotely, won't be in the same room, but maybe some more live streams. But we're thinking about doing maybe a kind of podcast thing for like Call of Cthulhu playthroughs and stuff like that as well. There's going to be loads of new horror stories, all sorts of stuff. We're just going to focus on putting stuff out for free for people to enjoy. And you guys have all been brilliant to us. We're a small community, but I really mean this when I say it's been wonderful watching the channel grow over the years and being connected to all of you. And hopefully this is our way of giving back a little bit, and we'll let you pass the time and get through the relative isolation that maybe a lot of us are going to be experiencing over the next short time. So all of you, please stay safe, stay healthy, and please don't worry too much about this situation. Just focus on the things that you can control. Don't focus on the things that you can't control. The majority of us are going to be fine. We just need to look out for those who are at risk from this disease, and we do that by keeping social distance from each other for a while. And I think one of the Italian leaders put it perfectly. He said, your grandparents were asked to go to war. You're being asked to stay indoors. And I think that's a great way to look at things. This is not the worst thing that humanity's faced before. And listen to the medical experts and just do your best to pitch in as you can. So much love to all of you. And I'll be back soon with some new videos, and hopefully we can all have some fun taking our minds off of this bizarre, crazy time. All right, bye for now.